Welcome back to part 3 of my Cinderella's Dead review. In the previous parts, I talked about my overall thoughts, and some of the problems I have with this book. In this part, I'll be talking about the things I really enjoyed about Cinderella's Dead. One thing I really particularly like in this book is our main protagonist, but also the cast of characters she interacts with. I think Sophia is a very likable protagonist. She's someone that you can very quickly empathize with, and I adored her. And she was a character, unlike some books where I just do not understand fundamentally why characters make certain decisions, she's someone where I could very understand where her logic was coming from and why she made the decisions she did. And in a world that's so dark and morose at times, her optimism and her, I wouldn't say idealism because that makes her sound very naive, but her hopes for the future were very refreshing. I really loved Sophia's friendship with Luke and how the two of them interacted and the solidarity that they had as two queer people hiding. I thought it was phenomenal. I think the author did a really great job with building up the prince as the king as a very menacing villain. There's particularly one ball scene that stuck with me the entire time I was reading the book, and I think the author did a very great job with that. I think the author also did a really good job at looking at the intersection between misogyny and homophobia and how that impacts Sophia in a way that I thought was really cool and interesting. In general, I thought the author's take on both the prince and the fairy godmother were very interesting, and I really liked some of the changes she made. And I thought the author did a pretty good job of very tastefully handling domestic violence, and the scenes that we do see felt very necessary and didn't feel very gratuitous. Of course, people can feel differently to me, but that's how I felt about those scenes. I also really enjoyed the writing style of this book, and I think the way the author writes really clicks with how my brain processes information, which is really cool. And I generally enjoyed the pacing. I didn't think there was any significant problems with it being too slow or too fast at times. So overall, there's quite a bit I liked about this book, and in the next part, I'll talk about kind of my takeaways from this book and why I think it's so popular.